So let me tell you why I decided to switch to females, purely female. Um, it's not so much the physical aspect of it, the whole, oh, her body's cute or she's sexy or, you know, any of that. I'm not a, materialistic person. I look at the person on the inside and how they treat me, how I treat them. Are we compatible? Do our families like each other? Do our families like us? So, um, that's important to me. The reason why I decided to ultimately switch teams, as I say, is because I was raped when I was 13 years old. I had to recently go through some extensive medical treatment for it to try to come to terms with it. I haven't got the person prosecuted. I just felt like, that's too much on me, and, to be back and forth in court and with lawyers and things like that. So I let it be known, but I let it go. I have my friends and my family there for support. There's moments where I just crack. I crack and I cry, and I don't understand why I do it, but I know that they're there for me. Like I said, I was raped when I was 13, and it was not a fun experience to go through. No one should ever have to be touched inappropriately, and this person ultimately took my virginity. And when you're young, some little girls have that little thing with the white picket fence and the, big house and the dog and cat and, the white wedding dress fairy tale. I felt like I wasn't allowed to have any of that when that happened to me. Um, it's a spiritual and mental thing that, you feel like you can't wear white, but just, being raised in the church, it was hard to come to terms with that. That I, it was hard. I didn't feel like I could tell anybody. I barely told my dad about the situation last year, 2012, in February, and that was hard for me to tell him. We were sitting at Carl's Jr. eating breakfast together, and, the subject it was random, he just randomly asked me, did anybody ever touch you? And I said, yeah, and I told him, and he was shocked. He was kind of upset with me that I didn't come out right away and tell him after that, but that's not something that you want to just brag about and be excited about. Oh, Dad, guess what happened to me today? That took a lot out on me to just be able to tell him. He asked me if I knew who the person was, and I said yes. And, I'm just trying to keep that under control too. And I know my dad is protective over me, and I wouldn't want him to do anything, extensive. And, I have an aunt and uncle that care about me a lot. I have family, period, that cared about me. And when I was going through medical treatment, they were really frightened, of the outcome. So that really did open my eyes to a lot. And then after I was 13, I waited a couple of years and I dated again. I think when I was around 16, I started dating again when I was in high school, and things started. I was dating someone, like I said, when I was a freshman, but I wasn't really coming to terms with it. I, I dated, and I was like, okay, now I need to start trusting guys, because for a while I wouldn't even be around my little brother when he was a newborn, or my father, and they didn't understand why. My dad didn't understand why I was like that, but once I told him last year, he kind of understood. I waited a couple years and I dated and met some really great guys. Some of them are still friends with me now, and some of them we just parted ways. It wasn't meant to be. Some people are only in your life for a season, and it took me a long time to learn that too. I dated guys, through the course of when I got up to college. I did date a gentleman when I was in college, and he was one of my first real romances in college, and everything was fine, you know. I was like, wow, okay, mature, you know, college romance, and it turned abusive. Um, some of my friends had witnessed it on the school campus, and you know, they said I was acting different. I was really distant, and I didn't, I didn't know what to tell them. You know, just like with my dad, I didn't know how to just come out and tell them something like that, because the guys all wanted to beat him, and you know, so I didn't really know how to come to terms with that either. And so here I am thinking that I'm going to be protected. You know, I can trust guys to an extent, start to open up to them, and that happened. So after that, I just kind of just hovered on, you know, just stayed distant. I was cheated on about 9 times throughout my life. Uh, I super do not condone cheating. Like I said in my last video, cheating, if you don't have the same feelings for the person, you should just tell them before it escalates or before feelings get too heavy. Um, I don't like the feeling of being cheated on. I feel like I'm being deceived and there's no honesty there. And you know, it's not an accident. You know what you were doing when you did it, and you knew it would hurt me. And I just think it's really cowardice. Like I said, I was cheated on, and it broke a lot of trust from me in a lot of different ways for people. And you know, really, I really wanted to start to explore into that more when that started happening. So I noticed when I did date a female, the way I approached them and the way that we connected and talked was totally different than how it was with the guy. Of course, you can't, like, you know, do certain things you do with the female that you can do with the guy, physically, mentally, emotionally, that type of thing. But I just felt more comfortable with a female. Because I am a female, and you know, I know the whole monthly period thing where the cramps and you know the crying when you're upset and the wanting to eat ice cream, watch a sad movie type thing. I do understand that because I go through that all the time. So I kind of felt like more comfortable. And then just recently, the end of last month, I said, you know what? I'm gonna take this risk and I'm gonna just come to terms with how I am. I can't wait any longer. I'm not going to wait any longer. I'm not gonna deny myself of comfort and of, you know, being happy. So I came out and I told my mom, well, sort of, and I told my dad. And my dad, you know, he's like, I knew it. A lot of my friends said, I knew it. I knew you were like that, you know, or how long was it gonna take you to tell me? You know, it's like, did I really make it that obvious? That's what I was trying to stay away from, because, you know, I do understand the whole biblical sense of it. And yes, I've had people tell me, you know, you're stupid for feeling that way, religious reasons. And I do understand that's part of the whole journey, that's part of the consequences that come along with that. And I do appreciate everybody that stood by me and supported me to get to this point. It was very hard to come out and say it officially. People thought I was joking. They thought it was another phase. I'm like, well, I kind of went through my phase like these past couple of years, and it's time to become honest with myself. And if this is how I am, this is how I am. You know, I do love the Lord. I do believe in God, and I love my family and my friends, and I appreciate them all very much for being by my side and helping me get to this point. I'm not gonna go super over crazy with it though, like as far as getting a tattoo with rainbows or anything, you know. But I will start to become more comfortable, you know, with myself. And the next part, a lot of people have been asking me, so I think I should touch on this issue while we're on here. Are you gonna be a femme or are you gonna be butch? Neither, actually. The way I am right now, the way people that know me, the way I am, that's just gonna be the way I am. You know, I guess it's called stem or a soft fem, meaning that I'm gonna, still wear basketball shorts, sweatpants, jerseys to bed, and then rock a dress when I need to, or a skirt. I kind of just fit in between. I don't really like to conform to one style. Just depending on who I'm around and what event I'm going to. Um, you know, I'm just really comfortable with myself, and I shouldn't have to chop all my hair off or get super preppy, or super girly to make anybody else happy. Um, I'm so blessed to be able to be alive today and to be able to come out on this video and tell you guys the experiences I went through, and you know I know it's a hard thing to go through, and it's hard to come to terms with it sometimes, and to even make a video about it, it was difficult. I figured, why wait? I want people to know why I did what I did, and that it's not a attention getter or attention seeker or anything like that. This is really how I feel, and I'm happy the way I am, and you I mean, I can't change your opinions. I'm not going to try. I respect them, and I hope that the way I give you respect, you can give me respect. And just, I will never throw religion in your face. I'll never throw my sexuality in anybody's face. I don't do that. I talked to my dad about this, and he's just like, be careful with whoever you're with, even if you decide to go back to guys in the future. Just be careful with anybody that you're dating in general, because people do deceive, and they do hurt people. People hurt people, and you just have to be the smart one that knows right from wrong. Like I said, I do appreciate everybody that's helped me get to this point, and I hope that this doesn't change my friendships with females or with guys. I know I just broke a lot of guys' hearts right now, and I'm so sorry. But this is just the truth. This is the reality of it, and all I can do is be honest with you and let you know the experiences that I went through. So, with that being said, I will bid you all a good afternoon, and I gotta run. I gotta go do some stuff, but it was really, really nice coming out to all you, and please leave your comments and your thoughts below, either on Facebook or on YouTube. Please, no harsh comments. If they're harsh, don't post them. I know it's your opinion, I do understand that, but I'm trying to do this as an inspirational type thing, and I do understand the consequences of this, and if you can just please be respectful of how I feel and how this may affect me, I'd appreciate it. I want this to be kind of like kind of like a motivational thing. A lot of people, they can't come out to their families because of religious reasons, or just because they don't have the strength to do so. So I'm hoping that this is sort of like a path setter for a lot of different people to be able to speak their minds and come out and let people know how they feel. Thank you for all your support, everybody, and I will talk to you soon.